The multiple slots on the DS exposed. Do you think we're gonna get flagged for using the word slot in this video? Hey Grace, stop slot shaming. Hey, I'm Derek, it's me, Derek, and welcome to Stop Skeletons and Fighting. The monstrously successful Nintendo DS and DS Lite originally had backwards compatibility with the Game Boy Advance in the form of the Game Boy Advance slot here on the bottom. It's actually called Slot 2. I didn't realize that until just for shooting this. Not only did it allow you to play Game Boy Advance games on your DS, which was awesome, it also opened tons of new opportunities for, let's say, true intellectuals who were committed to the weird, ambitious, and unnecessary. Before the GBA slot was phased out with the DSi upgrades, developers released a slew of wild accessories that were truly awesome, that you get the most out of your DS. So pull out your original DS or your DS Lite that you were either too smart or too stupid to have gotten rid of when you updated. This is all about the secrets of the DS GBA slot. And if you want more slot action, I'll be streaming all these games at twitch.tv/StopSkeletonsAndFighting, so come hang out, come have some fun, come make fun of me. It's gonna be a great time. This video is supported by NordVPN. Yes, that NordVPN, offer code StopSkeletons. Watch to the end of the episode to hear more. Let's get beam me up, Slotty. And we start with a banger, Guitar Hero on Tour. I'm gonna guess that actually some of you watching this had this game, and you know what's up. I feel like anybody who saw this game in the store, like, the first time I played this game was for this video, right? But when I saw this in stores at the time, I saw this little window. Whoever came up with this box idea, the idea of putting the buttons right here, brilliant. Anyway, let's dig into the thing. This is the guy. This thing is so cool because honestly, I don't think you could possibly do Guitar Hero while emulating the actual guitar any better than this. This is probably as good as it can get. It's got a really cool slick design. This plastic on the outside is really stiff and really solid. I feel like I could throw this across the room and it would be fine. So this was a collaboration between Nintendo Red Octane and Vicarious Visions. They came to Nintendo to make this game. Vicarious Visions is just a legit company. They also made Doom 3 for the Xbox. They've been doing insane stuff for a while. I guess when they knock on your door with a great idea, you answer the door. No one wanted to do this. Everyone thought it was crazy. No one asked for this, but then apparently Vicarious Visions walked into Nintendo and said, check it out. And they went, get on it. It's a complicated idea, just done so simply. It's so smart. It just slots into your DS like that, and you hold the game sideways, and you play like this, and you look super awesome. Anyway, so for this video, if we're not clear, these are DS accessories that use the GBA slot, so this by itself has no game on it. You cannot plug this into your Game Boy Advance and expect to use anything. You also cannot play this DS game without the guitar grip. Without the grip, the game's just like, what am I supposed to do? There are 3 different Guitar Hero on tour games. Each one had like 25 songs. You can Wi-Fi stream to each other's games. You could do wireless multiplayer. This is a really robust package. One thing I really like, though, it uses everything on the DS. Matter of fact, when you have combos going and you want to use your star power, instead of hitting a button, you just go bah! And it'll do your star power. It did fun things like you're both playing the song, like you can light their guitar on fire, and in order to put your fire out, you have to blow into the microphone. Now, when you look at the track listing for this game, at first I was like a little disappointed. Kind of a lot of slower songs. There wasn't like a Dragon Force, and there wasn't Fall of Troy. And then I realized, because you couldn't do that, your wrist would die. I am pretty sure that All Star by Smash Mouth is harder to play on this game than on an actual guitar. I feel like I could just never really get a comfortable way to hold this that didn't kill my wrist. The most I could really do, honestly, was like 2 songs. I'm trying to say it's a young man's game. There are Nintendo DS Lites that came bundled with this thing. They sold a couple million copies of this game, and it was right before the Guitar Hero and Band Hero and Rock Band and all that stuff crashed. So this was right at the peak of it. It was perfect timing, and it's about as good as it can be. Next, smile for the camera. This is the Facening Scan. It is the coolest damn thing you'll ever see. It is a Game Boy Advance cartridge with a little camera, and it is for face training, which, as you can see here, is a Japanese game. It is the Adult DS Face Trainer. Hey, you trying to get that ripped face? You want to get your face shredded? You want a beach face to go with the beach bod? You need to get yourself Adult DS Face Trainer. This is maybe the coolest gadget we're going to talk about in this episode. And it's a camera. It's a GBA camera for your DS. How cool is that? Very. So yeah, face training is an exercise game for your face. It is Japanese only, but you don't really need to know Japanese. It's pretty simple. You kind of poke around the menu long enough until a nice Japanese lady starts talking to you, and then a pretty Japanese lady shows up on the left screen and starts making faces, and then you line yourself up with the camera, and then you just mimic those faces, and then it grades you on them at the end, and that's really it. The thing seems kind of ridiculous. It's a game made for women so they can be, you know, prettier. So do with that what you want. I thought the idea of making your face buff, right? Working the muscles out in your face. I thought it was kind of ridiculous until I started doing the exercises and the muscles in my face started immediately twitching, and I was not given a high rating. There's this one move where she looks straight up and then she drops her jaw as much as she can. And I'm like, man, this would be a great horror game if just the eyes kept rolling in the back of her head and her jaw just stretched down. Basically what I'm trying to say is, like, if you want to work your face out, get this game. If you want inspiration for your creepypasta, you know, haunted video game cartridge, also get this game. And the camera works pretty well, as you can see. There's Grace. Maybe it shouldn't come as a surprise that face training was co-developed by Intelligent Systems, who did the Paper Mario games, WarioWare, and freaking Fire Emblem. WarioWare Snapped, which is a WarioWare game that came up with the DSi, actually used this exact same technology. And as a matter of fact, face training did come out in the PAL region as a DSi downloadable game using the camera on the DSi. There's another game that actually used the Facening Scan cartridge called Project Beauty, or the full name is Shiseido Beauty Solution Kaihatsu Center Kanshu Project Beauty. It was basically a makeup tutorial app that Sega made. It's the only other game that uses the Facening Scan cartridge and comes with one. So the thing to remember about this game is that it came out in 2007, and that was before smartphones basically gobbled up the camera world. It was just too ahead of its time, but it's a really wild and great idea. This was part of the touch generation. Touch generation of DS and Wii games, which were like extremely casual games. Face training was one of them, and so is this kanji dictionary that came out in Japan, of course. It is apparently 16 players wireless. That's cool. What's also cool is there was also a couple of cookbook games released in Japan, and they came with a magnet that you could slot into the GBA slot, and then I guess stick the GBA on your fridge or your microwave or something like that, so that you can be cooking and looking at the directions and stuff like that. There's a lot of wild stuff that came from like the casual rush of the mid to late aughts. But face training, I guess I recommend it. It's pretty wild. Do you want that shredded, buff, right for the summer face? Face training. Get that shredded face. Are you crying? Ain't no crying in face training. Take your face off. What's next? If we are talking about weight loss stuff, talking about ultra casual, we have to talk about the My Coach, which was a line of games that Ubisoft put out for the DS, mainly the DS, a little bit for the Wii. And of course, there's the My Weight Loss Coach that came with the pedometer that clicks. Basically, yeah, you walk around, you get your steps in, and then you plug it into your DS, and then you upload your steps, and then it keeps track of them. I mean, it's a weight loss game outside of the steps, outside of like, hey, your goal is 500 steps. Everything else in the game is like, hey, don't eat salt for a day, or hey, do something else. That's all on the honor system. The game is just like, hey, do you eat bacon? I'm like, no. Did you have butter today? No. You're doing great. Oh, cool, I am doing great. And when you put your profile in, it's like, how much do you weigh? I put in my weight, and then like my little stick figure guy goes like, brr. And like, what are you doing, weight loss coach? More like weight loss bully. You know what? Forget weight loss coach. You're beautiful and you're sexy no matter what you look like, okay? It's what's in here that counts. All right, folks, it's time to stop farting around. It's time to get real. The Facening Scan is really fun. The pedometer is kind of neat. Guitar Hero is really interesting. But let me tell you, like, the actual, genuinely the best thing that you can get for your DS that we're going to talk about on this show is the Taito paddle. You plug it in. You turn it on, and instead of using the D-pad, you use this. And it is so genuinely amazing. This paddle only came out in Japan, and it was bundled with Arkanoid DS. Works for Space Invaders Extreme 1 and 2, Arkanoid DS, and Space Bust-A-Move. But here's the thing about the DS. DS games, and of course, the Taito paddle, are not region locked. So this is an American DS, and this is a Japanese, paddle. You can play this anywhere. So any region, on any system can play these games. Here is the sad thing. While this thing is amazing and super fun, it doesn't work for any other games, which is a shame. It would be so good for racing games. I wanted so badly to see this would work for any other game. I went through my entire collection, nothing. This would be amazing for Mario Kart. The amount of control that you get with the paddle is so good. And thankfully, there are people doing homebrew stuff and hacking to try and get this thing to work for things like Mario Kart, it would be fantastic if it worked that way. Collecting weird stuff is fun, but it's not practical. Sometimes you buy stuff and you go, cool, you put it on the shelf and you're like, well, there it is, I have it now, I guess. Say you have multiple Donkey Kongas. You ain't playing those Donkey Kongas. But the Taito paddle, that is a device that you can buy and put it on the shelf and go, man, that's awesome. I'm gonna play that right now. And finally, there's no words. This is a piano. It's Easy Piano for the DS. It was developed by Game Life. It is a little keyboard for your DS. It only has 13 keys from C to Shining C. I think one of the coolest things about it, though, it's gigantic. It's real big. You know, it's not really portable anymore. It's not the first keyboard for a video game system. It wouldn't be the last. Here's the problem. Honestly, the game kind of sucks. It's like they had this awesome keyboard. They didn't really make a game to utilize it completely. There's so many little mini games and things that really just use the stylus. You can totally have Easy Piano in your collection right now, and you don't need the piano. I would say something like 80% of this game does not even require the piano. This game is more of like a bunch of little mini games and some lesson tutorial stuff to teach you how to read music and like kind of basic understanding of like musical notation and stuff like that. That's really what this game is. It's a very strange game that has this awesome peripheral that it does not use. It's baffling. It's kind of disappointing, man. It's definitely the weirdest, neatest thing. I wish I could tell you though that it was good. Go on like Amazon and read reviews from like upset aunts and uncles and grandmas who are like, I bought this game for my niece. I thought she'd love it. I got this for my granddaughter and she didn't play it at all and it's terrible. This is the one that I was like kind of personally disappointed by. I think everything else met or exceeded my expectations. This, you know, the pedometer was like, yeah, it's a pedometer. The Guitar Hero was like, wow, they pulled this off. The paddle was like insane. The piano was kind of a bummer. It was kind of a bummer. And it was kind of expensive. Just displaying this in your collection is the best part of it, to be honest. There's actually one more I want to talk about really quick. Magic Kid Slide Adventure. This is a first-party Nintendo game. Basically, it is a mouse for your DS. You slide the DS around, and that is how you move around. There's an awesome video on IGN. I'm gonna level with you people. We bought all this stuff for this video, as well as some stuff for the Dreamcast peripheral video. We did all that with money that we got when we hit our 400 patron goal. So back in August when we were buying all this stuff, we kind of looked at the numbers and went like, we can't buy Seaman and Magic Kid Slider and the Magical Piano and all this stuff. We had to make a Sophie's Choice, and I was like, I want the piano. Screw Magic Kid, I don't want no mouse, I want that piano, and I'm still kicking myself for it because that looks so much cooler. First party Nintendo game, that's wild. It's a puzzle game, it's really cute, the device seems to work really, really well and look awesome. I wanted to get the piano instead, I'm a fool. Oh, and by the way, this is not the only uses of the GBA slot on the DS. There were multiple card readers, like multiple card readers. There was a Beyblade thing. I'm an old man, I don't even know what Beyblade is. I guess let me know in the comments below what the Beyblade is. And not only are there a lot of just wild, wacky accessories that we couldn't cover on this show, there was a whole bunch of games, just normal DS games, that worked in tandem with the GBA slot. And we're gonna talk about that stuff again real soon. We ain't finished with you, girl. We ain't finished with that slot. We're coming back. And hey, when you're watching this tonight, we're gonna play all these on the live stream. I'm gonna get 2 webcams set up and we're gonna have some fun playing this on the live stream. Twitch.tv/StopSkeletonsandFighting. Check that out. This is Derek reporting live from my friend's backyard at Thanksgiving. How you doing, bud? Your data is like your dog. You want to protect your dog, just like you want to protect your data. You also don't want your ISP to be selling your data, or your dog, or what you do with your dog in the privacy of your friend's backyard. Oh wait, no, I meant data. NordVPN has announced they're moving your dog data, your dogs and your data, to 100% first-party owned dog data service centers.
They're taking my dog?
No, your dog is 100% safe with NordVPN. Oh, and so is your data. No more third-party dog handlers. And by dog handlers, I mean data handlers. And by data handlers, I mean NordVPN has completely anonymized data for your dogs. And that's why we've been using NordVPN for years, and we're going to continue using it, and you can use it too with the offer code STOPSKELETON. Save 70% off of a 3-year plan. That is $3.49 for 36 months, plus viewers can use the code to get 4 extra months for free. Go to nordvpn.com/StopSkeletons, offer code STOPSKELETONS. If you use that offer code, you get 4 months for free. Don't leave your data or your dog in the cold. Get NordVPN. thank you so much to all our Patreon supporters. Their support is why we were able to buy all this junk. It's your fault I had this piano. Thank you so much. We also got merchandise at Pixel Empire. Oh man, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on your TV, we're on your monitor right now. Hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Man, we got to get back to work. More DS stuff coming. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Stay powerful.